Our next story. A political party's national convention is crucial since the platform's choice for the plum job is finalized ahead of the popular election. We can authoritatively tell you that the ruling All Progressives Congress APC has notified the electoral umpire INEC of a February 26th date for its national convention. Meanwhile, the Caretaker and Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee of the APC on Thursday inaugurated state executives of the party for 34 states and the FCT. The odd states out are Kano and Sokoto, where intra-party squabbles persist. Internal party squabbles are as natural as they are damaging. But first, let's share the story of the inauguration with you. Watch on, please.
A series of controversies trailed the nationwide state congresses of the All Progressives Congress conducted last year. Several state chapters broke into factions arising from these controversies. This inauguration is expected to put paid to any ambiguities as to which state executives the party recognizes. This is necessary in order for the party to consolidate and prepare for the national conventions coming up on the 26th of February.
Now, the coast is clear that we now have the full mandate of the party to discharge our responsibilities as the said party chairman effectively.
Using this opportunity to ask our estranged brothers to come back home. Let's have a formidable team of APC in order to face the challenge of wrestling power from PDP in Abia State. I don't want to go to the polls with a divided house in APC.
Well, I feel highly elated. I feel highly elated that my election have been finally ratified and we are today inaugurated and certified by the national body of the party.
Convention is set, and I believe that on the 26th of February, the convention will usher in a new National Working Committee that will put the party on the right footing.
Dr. Kingsley.
34 state chairmen were given certificates, with the Sokoto and Kano state chairmen exempted since the primaries in those states were nullified by a federal high court in Abuja.
After the closed-door meeting where the chairmen were inaugurated, chapters that had problems before now said the coast is now clear for them to operate after being certified by the national body. Chenemi Bameyi, TVC News, Abuja.
Right, Jide, but you know, it is not yet Uhuru. It's not yet Uhuru.
Certainly not. APC is in a big crisis, and I wish that the decision makers in the party, the big men in the party, realize what they are up against. We are not doomsday prophets. We are not noisemakers. Our job as journalists is to present things the way they are.
Based on facts before us?
Based on sufficient facts before us. It may not always make you happy. It may never even make you happy. But it is your problem, as long as it is the truth. If you see the horse trading, the politics that led to this point where we are now with the APC, you will know that there is a lot of problems out there for the leadership of the party to solve.
Regardless of what we have just seen.
No, this one, this that they've inaugurated party EXCO in 34 states does not take away the crisis in the party, and they know it. They know it. Look at Kano, for example, where the Shekarau faction and the governor's faction are at daggers drawn. The Kano example is peculiar because we've seen consistently the leadership of the party pander to sitting governors. whether in the same party their former governor is still an active member. They pander to the sitting governor.
Yeah.
Allow the sitting governor's candidates, especially chairman, to emerge. No matter what, that's what we have seen, except in Kano. Kano has a sitting governor, but the Shekarau faction, they've gone to court. The party is divided.
Down the line.
Hi.
You know, now I'm sure they are confused. They don't know what to do at this time, because if it was easy to let Dapo Abiodun or some other sitting governors, even Zamfara, the governor of Zamfara state, you can see that the party allowed the tendencies loyal to the sitting governor to have the structures of the party in the state, brushing aside former Governor Yari, brushing aside Senator Kabiru Marafa. These people remain very strong in the party, but you've decided to go ahead and make the governor the leader of the party, and the structures loyal to the governor are in firm control. That's what we have seen. It's the same thing that has prevailed. It's the same strategy or state of affairs that we have seen in Osun State. Yes, the tradition of the APC is that the governor is the leader of the party in the state. Some former governors may not agree with this, but that's because the shoe is now on the other foot. So, but when you are governor, you never reckoned that anybody should try to control the structures of the party in your state where you are governor. So this is what we've seen. In Zamfara, when Maimana Bune went there to resolve the dispute, the party members, especially the faction loyal to Yari and to Kabiru Marafa, did not know that the party will go ahead and dissolve the EXCO. You know, the governor was coming into the party a new man, you know, and so the structures of the party that were there
were removed.
They dissolved the leadership of the party so that the slate can be wiped clean for the new governor. I mean, for the governor who had just joined the party to
write his own
name on the tablet. So this is what we are seeing. How they resolve that of Kano, a state that is politically most strategic in terms of the people, the way people come out to vote. How they resolve it, how they will resolve it, no one knows. But we have seen now that where people have the opportunity, politics is an interest-driven game, and the Nigerian politician is of a unique strain. You've seen Odoedehe, who had literally been in political oblivion, now is taking control, and effectively he has shut out Akpabio, the minister of NDDC. And that's what we've seen in Delta as well. Keyamo is not happy because the structures have been handed over to the deputy senate president. So in all of these states where also these guys have prevailed, the ones who have received the short end of the stick, of course, they can't be happy.
And they must complain.
So the party still has a lot to do to reconcile people ahead of not just the convention, but the election that will take place in 2023.
Okay. Politics, interest-driven in Nigeria, powerful men and women are the hem. Jide, you've painted the picture. I like that. But Tunde, we have 22 days to go to the National Convention.
Well, I think, you see, basically, I think the genesis of the problem in all the political parties, it's unfortunate that the president refused to allow direct primaries, because the strength of the party is dependent on the goodwill of the people that are supposed to be the sustainers of the party. And when an average member of the party has no say in who determines his fortune, right from the world level to the local government to the state level, there's hardly anything you can do. It's unfortunate that the kind of politics we have been placed in 1999, in all the parties, placed the authority of the party on the governors of the state. Even if you have billions of naira, if I go to Ogun State now, I can buy all the structures. The moment I become the candidate, everything has to revolve around him. Whereas things has to revolve around the party. So we continue to have this thing until...
Today, you know, I ask in my private moments, at what point did we lose it? In the Second Republic, the national chairman of the NPN then, we knew was Adisa Akinloye. At the state level, I can't even remember, but the chairman at the state level were in charge. Suddenly,
we lost it because
governors have taken over.
like I said, the people are supposed to be the focus, the central focus of the political party. They are the engine room. Like I was so young then, I saw a man in Abeokuta who donated of van buses, 8, an illiterate, pure stark illiterate man. He said because he loved the UPN.
Wow.
He donated it. He was not interested in any position. So in those days, before you can even print a poster, your party, you must become a candidate of the party, not aspirants of the political party. So in that way, the party is in the hands of the people. But today, I don't know what magic we can do. From 1999 up to today, it is the governor that determines what happens in the party. And that is why they will never support direct primaries. If they don't support direct primaries, you continue, like Jide said, there are some people who are not happy with this arrangement. Forget about the fact that they have sworn in 31st state, but I can bet with you, 14 of those states, executives, they are not popular among their people. So when we continue to have it like this, the governors will continue to be the supreme. Yes, when they leave that office, they to go back to the bank because the shoe will change. The tide will change to them. But for how long we are going to do this thing? So until we really imbibe this principle of direct primaries, from the world level, in your word, let people quit behind you.
Counting so from today, 22 days.
22 days now. It will be very interesting because the convention of the APC will shape the things to come in 2023. The convention on February 26 is going to shape the things to come.
Wow.
2023.
Jide, yes or no?
I'm finding it difficult processing what goes on in the minds of these people. Because, look, I don't know the shape that convention will take. But I know some people have a strategy in place, that may shock everybody.
And sometimes, Jide, I wonder if what Napoleon Bonaparte, the French general, said, he said, let me quote him, "Stupidity is not a handicap in politics." I'm trying to break that down. Your opponent might appear stupid, but he's not particularly stupid when it comes to the game.
Yes, and especially people who talk less. They actually let their actions
body language
do much more than talking. See, I know that we are in for some surprises. The shape the surprises will take, we don't know yet. But APC has to be very careful. They have to be very careful. I'm giving them this advice free of charge, no consultancy fee to pay. They must remember what happened in 2019. We warned them that if they did not resolve some crisis in Adamawa, in Bauchi, and several places, that they will lose.
Zamfara.
And they lost those states. That was why I predicted, I said APC will lose Bauchi State, APC will lose Adamawa, and it came to pass because the conditions on ground were such that they could never win an election. They were too divided amongst themselves, and it all usually begins many months to the election. When you leave the issues unresolved, some of these disputes, some of these disagreements date back to 2015. Date back. In Sokoto, for example, there are issues that date back to 2015 that are unresolved as we speak.
They will come to haunt you later.
Yes, you've got to have a party that can resolve disputes when they happen. call A and B together. But as I said before, there are people who have elephant-sized ego that they believe they're even bigger than the party. You
So
cannot get them to even sit together on the same table with someone that they are in conflict with. And some people don't belong in the party. You have to show them the door.
Yeah.
No matter how much they have stolen to make them think that they are bigger than anybody, you've got to show such people the door because they won't let you make progress.
Yeah.
So this is the thing.
I don't know if you people have that rat. They say you go bite you and they blow breeze. Now get up.
Well, usually, I don't even know if he bite me because we don't sleep go.
Today, but you see, intra-party wahala over time had created problems when the big game, the big show comes.
Well, I think the basic problem, like you said, is that when some people feel they are bigger than the party, they have a larger than life image. Things like this will continue to happen. And for as long as politics is not based on ideology, that's why you see somebody in PDP yesterday evening. This morning when you greet him, he's a member of the APC. People will move from one point to the other. Like Didier said, when they show those people the way out, they will join another party, collect the ticket. Because all politicians in Nigeria today, what they want is a platform.
Yeah, remember what happened in Edo State?
In Edo State, changing in 2015, somebody was governor. In 2019, he became an opposition. And changing, the two of them have been to all the two parties. So how do you expect development? If our politics is still played along this line, where there's no ideology, no clearly defined goals,
is there any
you cannot develop.
Is there any hope that the elector, the people, will take over? Is there any hope?
I want to believe that in the events of the last 3 years will ginger Nigerians to begin to regard their voters' card as the biggest instrument they have. It is if mobilizing the people is left to the politicians, there won't be any change, I can tell you. If mobilizing the electorate is left to the politicians, they are the ones that will mobilize. Have you ever witnessed any local government election? Who are those people who vote in local government? It's party members. People who are in the grassroots don't vote. Because it is the party members that vote in local government elections.
Wow.
Because local government is no more relevant to the yearnings of the ordinary people on the street.
Yeah.
So how do you want to convince them to go out and vote for that councillor that they don't even know?
Don't know him.
Don't know even
They
know the
rather
councillor.
spend their time on something more
They can't waste
meaningful.
their time.
Okay, we must move on. APC, we wish you people well.
Your road will be rough.
But as they say, many people seek advice only after their minds are made up.